For one final MLS homestand before the beginning of Leagues Cup, Columbus comes to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's Jason Longshore, I'm Joe Fryhofer. This is your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. Two draws now this season against NYCFC. We went to Citi Field and saw a 1-1. Now we're back at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. 2-2 was the final in this one. Jason, let's waste no time, go right into it, just like Daniel Rios did, drawn up in the locker room pre-match by Liam Curran. What a set piece, we'll call it, right off of kickoff. It was all designed by our coaching staff to get at them early, and that's just what occurred.
The goal would already be in the back of the net if the game kicked off when we started this. It was that fast. And this is something we're seeing worldwide right now where it is a set piece. A kickoff is becoming a weapon and a set piece. It's not just pass to somebody and move. The ability to do the different things that coaches are doing, and there's lots of different versions of this. Clubs are doing quite a few different things with it, but it's cool to see that evolution. It almost looks American football in a way, in terms of drawing up a designed play with receivers making runs, and sometimes you've got guys running on one side and then play the ball to the other. It's really, really interesting, and it's so amazing for a coaching staff when it pays off like it did.
Let's touch on Saba Lojnica, who had once again another big productive afternoon for the Georgian after coming away from Euros duty and seeing his nation in their first ever major tournament make it all the way to the knockout stages. He's taken a lot of that Georgian magic and momentum to the pitch for us.
Yeah, to be able to get a goal and an assist in this one. And the goal was not an easy one by any stretch. It's well worked by Sean De Silva on the left side, and he did something that we talked about a lot in the build-up to this game. Take your chances, even if they're half chances, put shots on frame, take shots, try to make things happen in the attacking third, because you might not get that perfect chance. You might get 3 decent chances. Try to make something of the decent ones. Silva does. He takes a good shot from a low percentage situation, kind of on the end line, forces the save. And this is what's great about Saba in the moment. He doesn't give up on the play at all. He continues his run, finds the rebound, and that finish was tricky.
Possession very heavy for Wilfried Nancy. Let's check on the Columbus Crew and their form right now. The Crew have been cooking, getting results in 5 out of the last 6 road matches. This is the 7th match against Wilfried Nancy in the last 18 months.
Crazy.
They come to Atlanta now. This is a side that is different from a lot of other MLS teams. Positional fluidity, their fullbacks, wingbacks climbing very high into the attack. Third runners as well. Jason, talk tactically, if we move over to the whiteboard here for a minute, if we had one behind us on Nancy, and just what makes this side so difficult to play against.
I think what's so interesting about Wilfried Nancy is that it's not the same every time. You go back to those 6 previous games and you're gonna see the same players in different positions. You're gonna see their roles be different in different moments. He's always adjusting. And that's what's so fascinating about Wilfried Nancy, who has been one of the best managers in Major League Soccer during his time, even starting in Montreal. I asked Rob Valentino after training on Friday about this, and they just played Montreal, and they just played a manager with Montreal, Laurent Courtois, who had been with Columbus Crew too. So there's similarities there, but they both take things in so many different directions from the same construct. That's what's fascinating about Columbus. Sean Zawadski is a player I've mentioned a ton with Columbus over the years. I've seen him play as a defensive midfielder. I've seen him play as a left wing back. I've seen him play as a center back in those games against Atlanta. And when he's in different spots, he opens up different things in the way that this team plays. But the number one thing about them, beyond those tactics individually that will change game to game, they want to get numbers forward, they want to dominate the ball, and they want to play in your defensive half consistently, and everything they do is based on that.
Following a 5-1 against LAFC on the road, got a heat check against Charlotte, a 1-1 draw for them, which did see some weaknesses at the back line, which the Five Stripes could take advantage of back here at home.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see Rudy Camacho, who's such a great defender in this league and such a perfect fit for Wilfried Nancy. A lot of people last summer talked about other acquisitions that put Columbus over the top. It was bringing Camacho in to marshal that defense. But if there's a weakness in Columbus on that back line, it's pace, it's speed, it's the ability to play over the top with a strong forward. You know, whether he starts or comes off the bench, Jamal Tiare has a lot of similarities to Patrick Agyemang, who got the goal for Charlotte. That could open up some doors for Atlanta to look maybe a little different. We have seen them be more direct here in recent weeks, but it could be a little bit different to get 1v1s with TRA and with Daniel Rios running in behind too against Rudy Camacho. Make him turn and run and face his own goal.
Let's call him the Colombian Blur. Edwin Mosquera is back out on the training field with the guys. The question is going to be fitness for him. Pedro Amador, coming all the way from Portugal, is available for selection as well in that fullback position. So two different pieces with a lot of pace that Valentino could play with here, Jason.
Yeah, and all the games that this team has played as of late, you're going to have to rotate. Sometimes that isn't always the best 11 players or the best player in every position. Sometimes it is a little bit of fit with the group around them, the players in their kind of their position group a little bit around them to get the best collective on the field to deal with a team that has shown the power of the collective in Columbus.
The Five Stripes holding the line, sitting in 12th right now, currently just 2 points away from that playoff line, and we keep that push going. 7:30 is your kickoff time, as always, to the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. 92.9 The Game with Mike Conti and Jason Longshore. They've got your call.
President CEO Garth Lagerwey will be with us in the Five Stripes Countdown just before 7 o'clock. That show will start at 6:30. Mike and I will take over before kickoff at 7:40. You can listen on 92.9 The Game, the Odyssey app, and then once the game starts, you can listen on Apple TV's MLS Season Pass.
Wilfred Nancy and company come to the 404. It's the Columbus Crew taking on the Five Stripes. That's Jason Longshore. I'm Joe Fryhofer. This has been your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. 17s, we'll watch it all unfold with you there.